Well, it's been a few weeks now, hasn't it? A couple of weeks
It's been
since
a minute.
we've did the old car living, car life. Car life.
Yeah, we've had a couple of weeks of back to normal. So Craig's gone back to his everyday life. I've gone back to my everyday life. And
Yeah.
we thought we'd just do a quick kind of chat about how we thought it went.
Yeah.
Since the last video was so negative.
You were negative.
I was so I think by that time I was so ready to come home. So we just kind of wanted to kind of do like a little evaluation of what.
And we got some photographs as well to put up.
We got some amazing photographs.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have got some topics that we'll just talk through. Let's talk about the EVie pros first of all. Let's be positive.
How's your hot chocolate?
Hot.
Yeah. Lovely. Got nice hot chocolate.
Cheers.
Keep us warm.
It is starting to get a bit more autumnal.
It is.
Now.
Autumnal.
We love that word. Anyway, so let's talk about the EVie pros. What did we like? What did we really enjoy about the EVie?
Everything I liked, personally. Before I actually did the journey, I was wondering about charging. As, you know...
Could it make it?
Could it make it? We knew we wanted to go to Scotland. Now we wasn't even planning going as far up to Inverness, which is like, what is it, about 600 miles?
No, it's not that. No, that's a round trip. It's about 300 and something miles. I'm sure Craig will put like a little edit up here somewhere of how much it actually is, but it's about 300 and something miles, but we kind of broke it down. But we didn't know what the infrastructure was going to be like. The only thing that we've known is how it works day to day for here, but we've never had an issue down here, so we was always kind of wondering how it would perform with all the extra weight in the car, with the heating being on, with everything else you have to put. But it actually worked really, really well. Space wise, I think we calculated it really well as well. For the space and for sleeping and the comfort, it couldn't have been any better.
I've stayed in worse places and paid more for comfort. It was an absolute, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Once you got in,
once you were in and warm, it was lovely and warm, comfy. I slept better in there than I did in my own bed. Yeah,
it was really, really comfortable. The other thing that we found was because it was a vehicle, it was just a normal sized car. Parking restrictions didn't apply like a lot of restrictions applied to vans, camper vans, etc. You have the height restrictions. We kind of parked in a few public parking, especially in Edinburgh. If we had a van, that wouldn't have been possible, and parking in Edinburgh would have been an absolute nightmare. So having the compactness of a normal car worked really well for us, so that's definitely a pro. Let's talk about cons of the car. This might take a while.
No, the thing about sleeping in the car is condensation.
Yeah.
Our hot air vapours against the cold outside produces a lot of condensation, and it really built up so much that we didn't have anything to wipe it with properly.
Not the first night, because we didn't even think about it. It wasn't even on our radar to think about.
No. But I mean, you were trying to get rid of it with using wipers. Remember?
Yeah, but you got to remember, I just woke up and had like a couple of sips of coffee by this point. I'm not myself without coffee. So yeah, the condensation is a nightmare.
Condensation is a nightmare.
You've got to make sure you ventilate the place, and I think after looking at other videos and seeing what other people do, definitely investing in a condensation vacuum is definitely on the to-do list.
Yeah, that's on the to-do list. We had problems with, because the 12 volt is at the front of the car, and we were sleeping at the back of the car. We originally had a bit of a problem. The first airbed we got bust. It went down on one side, but you had to inflate it in 6 different places, didn't you? And that was kind of a bit of a nightmare.
It was.
When we had the charger at the front, and
it's navigating it and moving the air mattress around when it was half blown up on one side or at the bottom or at the top. It was a bit of a nightmare. So we did actually change the mattress halfway through the week that just kind of filled a pair at the front, which worked a lot better and was more comfortable. I thought it was going to be an issue for us to kind of charge appliances, and we had the drone with us. We both had a phone each. You took your laptop and tablet, etc. Just kind of something to do on an evening. But it's when those kind of died, we didn't have the drone for the second half of the week because we couldn't charge it in the car.
No, we tried, didn't we?
We will be investing in a power bank.
Well, not only
something.
that, these places to charge.
There is.
There's places you can use. You can go to a cafe and charge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can go to a bloody McDonald's and charge.
Yeah, there is. It's doable, but I don't know. Maybe it was the anxiety of it, or maybe it was just because it's all new and I don't know.
I sounded really awful against Musselburgh. It's lovely. If you'd have seen it in the daylight, I've seen pictures since. Of Musselburgh in the daylight, and it's a beautiful. It looks lovely. It's a harbour, I think, and everything.
By the time we got there, we had quite a stressed day that last day. This is one of the cons that we'll talk about later. But yeah, Musselburgh is lovely.
Musselburgh is lovely.
We didn't give it a great review. We were both tired.
When we arrived at Musselburgh, we was all ready to find a spot, and then police van with blue flashing lights came down and chasing somebody, and somebody ran off, didn't they?
Yeah.
And that put you off instantly, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It really did.
So no matter where we parked in Musselburgh, it wouldn't have been...
no, I didn't feel...
Safe. No.
If I'm honest. The massive cons that we had was coming back down through Glencoe, Loch Lomond and back down to Glasgow. We had a lot of mileage anxiety coming through there. The first place where we wanted to charge, the chargers weren't working, and we'll go into the whole charge process. But we had a lot of anxiety towards charging.
Well, we had a bit of a misunderstanding, didn't we? I got it in my head that we charged at Struntian and we needed to charge again at Loch Lomond.
Mm-mm.
Now, where I got that from, I don't know. But that was in my head. So when we couldn't find anything at Loch Lomond, we need to charge. But you were having a bit of a stress because, I don't know, why were you stressing?
We tried 3 charges at this point and none of them was working, and Craig was like, we need to find a charge, and we didn't. We'd have been fine for a charge until we got to Glasgow the day after.
I wasn't even driving.
We would have been absolutely fine, but
if you'd have said that, if you'd have communication, you see,
this is what really needs to work between people.
Yeah.
And I think, but by this time, I think I was getting tired. I was getting ready to come home. So before we left, we'd watched a few videos, good old YouTube, of how to set up a micro camper kind of vehicle.
Make it look so easy.
They do, but most of them do it for one person.
Yeah.
And we're trying to do it for 2.
Yeah.
One of us
old. Still hot.
Is it still hot? One of us old and arthritic. The other one, not the smallest girl in the world.
What are you on about? Speak for yourself.
So we had to kind of make it work. So looking at them, we kind of adapted some of the videos that we saw. We had some ideas. We went out and bought an MDF board from B&Q. Insert some pictures here. And with help from friends, we got them to make it hinge so that we could fold it down nicely during the day.
We got the hinge on the wrong way, by the way.
Yeah, well, we thought it was going to work to take the weights a bit better.
Yeah.
But once it was down, you then couldn't move this board. It was stuck, so whatever was underneath it, you couldn't access without lifting up this giant, then heavy board. So once that was down, we then had a couple of blankets just for insulation over the top of the board, an air mattress that popped to the first one, and a couple of pillows. So the setup worked perfectly when it was down. The biggest pain in the arse was setting it up and putting it back down again in the morning.
Yeah.
So we will be looking at other ways in which we can leave the bed flat, maybe just deflate the air mattress during the day, still take the parcel shelf with us so that we can put things in the back, in the boot, and then park as we go away for the day. But that's what we'll be looking into. We'll also be looking at swapping the hinge over on the bedboard base so that once it is down, we can actually flip it up to access whatever's underneath.
Challenges.
One of the biggest things for me, challenge-wise, was parking anxiety. Now, anxiety is a real thing. I don't care what anybody says. Depression and anxiety is an actual thing. If you are suffering, you need help. And
mental health is real.
Definitely get that help whenever you need to. But parking anxiety triggered me so much with feeling safe, not knowing where I'm going to be. I need that safety net of a stable kind of background and knowing that I'm going to be okay. Parking anxiety and not knowing where you're going to be from one night to the next really, really triggered me into feeling unsafe, which was, and now know because I've done it, completely unnecessary. But the parking anxiety was real for me. We'd kind of dot a place on a map and think, oh, we'll see where's appropriate to stay there.
No, I like that.
You love that.
I love that. It's the unknown and the rocking up to a place. I mean, I said it on video, rocking up to a place, getting the app out, which is brilliant, park for night, zooms in on your location where you are, and then it gives you, around that area, loads of places to park free for the night.
Yeah. And it is great, but it relies on users to use it properly. But yeah, the parking anxiety for me wasn't great, but I don't know whether I'd be the only one in that position or whether it's unique to my experience.
No, there'll be loads like that. No, there'll be loads.
But once we got in and settled, that completely went away and I was absolutely fine.
The only thing I didn't like about it is if I need to get up during the night, get something on your feet. You know,
it
was, especially when we got the new mattress, there was hardly any room. I mean,
the mattress is really, really thick, which is another thing we'll be looking at to get. Well, we've got a smaller one.
Well, I'm hoping it's thinner. We haven't tried it out
to get
yet.
A thinner mattress. To get a bit more room to wiggle.
Yeah, getting in
with, we took like sliders with us, like flip-flop sliders with us, knowing that this would be a thing.
If we didn't film it, and we should have filmed it. I think next time we're going to film everything. We're going to film everything.
You've been warned.
Yeah. Getting in from the floor to your mattress. Good, what would you say? Good 4 feet?
Yeah.
Even more?
Yeah.
So
I like to say he's old and arthritic.
But it doesn't matter who it is. There's nothing to put your feet, so you've got to sort of wiggle yourself in there.
Yeah.
And then you've got to sort of like back flip your legs up.
Yeah.
Try and get your legs in.
Yeah.
Your feet.
I found a knack though.
And then, you found a knack.
My knack worked quite well, but it wouldn't work for everybody. No. But then once you're in, you then had to get into a sleeping bag, which you had to make sure you unzipped before you actually started any of this manoeuvre. So getting in and out was a challenge. Maybe we'll have a look at a footstool or something that we just keep outside the car at all times.
That's an idea. I never thought of that. You can get one of those, can you get them collapsible ones?
The foldable ones that you just kind of,
Just step up into it. That'd be perfect.
But then it's, what do you do with your muddy, wet slider, flip-flop shoe things?
Well, another thing that nobody's ever said is you cannot press that thing, key fob, and lock your car because the keys are in the car. So how do you lock your car?
You use the central locking system that's usually located somewhere in the front of the car.
So once you're in bed, you've then got to clamber as best you can on all fours over the seats to hit a button to lock your car.
Yeah, that was a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah.
But a nightmare that you have to do. I wouldn't recommend staying anywhere and not looking yourself in.
But it's located on the driver's side where Emma slept. If you woke up wanting to go to the toilet, the door would open, you'd better unlock the door.
Yeah.
But when you close the door, it's unlocked. So all that time, every other door's locked except for the one.
Washing.
Yeah.
We went feral.
We didn't even think, did we? What, washing us or washing pots?
Us.
What, us, yeah.
The pots we kind of worked around, it was fine. But us, there are so many places that are open to the public. Some charge, and it's a small charge, it's like a £5 for a shower. But other places it's free to go and use.
You could go to a swimming pool.
Yeah, swimming baths.
Leisure centre.
There is loads around.
Pay to go in. So, you know what I mean, you're paying for service. You can go for a swim if you want, have a shower, come out, have something to eat. You could charge appliances up there.
Clean clothes, etc.
Yeah, change your clothes.
It was a struggle for us that wasn't necessary. And because we were so new at it and it was a new experience, we just didn't even think about it. We just went a little bit feral that week. But there is absolutely unnecessary. The amount of places that we went past with showers and facilities There were countless, but we didn't even take anything to wash with us. So we did go a bit feral. Apart from the handy wet wipe, never leave the house without them.
But there's even stuff to wash your clothes.
Yeah, there are so many now at petrol stations with these new handy washer dryer things, and it washes and dries within like 30 minutes. So when we're charging the car, we could actually do our laundry at the same time.
Yeah, perfect.
Which is amazing, and we will be taking advantage of those in the future.
Lessons learned.
The toilets. We had a portable toilet with us. Craig bought before we went. It's a chemical toilet, flushes everything, does everything.
For emergencies.
For emergencies only. Now we only used it, I think, Loch Ness.
Loch Ness.
Where we stayed in that amazing bay parking that was off the road, completely surrounded by bushes, completely off the road. Nobody could see a thing. That was great. And it was there and it was used. And then again in a Harricle, just outside of a Harricle. Again, we was in that really great lay-by. Nobody else was there all night. So quiet, so dark. It was used again.
That's the first time I used it. That's the first time I used it. Emma had the pleasure of using it twice, and I used it. And do you know what? I'd use it again and again.
It was so great. So as long as you're in a concealed area that you're not going to expose yourself to other people, so other people don't have to witness any of that kind of personal stuff, then it was a godsend. And it really was at like 2 a.m. in the morning.
I don't want to be disgusting, but you couldn't smell anything, could you? There was no... It uses this special liquid and...
It's a proper chemical toilet that you flush. Now, when we did rock up to Loch Ness, something that we didn't film was the state of the camp that somebody else had obviously used previously. They'd had a campfire there that they'd left. They'd also done their human waste on the floor and left it. I wouldn't recommend that to anybody, and it's not the first kind of time that we've seen it. There's other people that have filmed videos that we've seen that people just do their waste wherever they are. That's not nice for anybody else that has to rock up. I know you're in nature, I know you're back to nature, but there's nature and there's... Think of other people that are around you, basically. Try and be considerate of everybody else that's using that space after you. Which is
and clean them up after yourself.
Clear it up, clear everything.
Just, if use it by all means, but tidy up,
It's just a way of being respectful for the space that you've stayed in.
Yeah.
It's not cost you anything to stay in. The least you can do is just do a quick litter pick in the morning before you leave. It leaves the place a much nicer place. Councils don't have to pick anything up. It doesn't cost anybody any extra money for you being there. Just be considerate to the next person that wants to use that space.
Yeah, brilliant.
But yeah, for me, it was amazing. The peace and quiet of it all. The nights where I didn't have any signal on my phone was amazing. I really, really quite enjoy that now. Never used to, but now I see the value in not having a phone on all the time.
I like the darkness.
Yeah, not having street lights.
No street lights, no building lights.
Clear skies.
Clear skies.
I must admit, while I was doing my ablutions at the side of Loch Ness...
You saw Nessie?
No, Nessie had retired for the summer by then. But I was sat outside doing my ablutions and the stars was out. It was beautiful. It was really nice. One of the nicest poops I think I've ever had. So there you go.
And on that note...
So, ultimate question. Would you do it again?
Absolutely.
I think we're definitely going to do it again.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
And it's completely our footprint, our carbon footprint for that whole year, that whole week that we was away was next to nothing.
So the agreement is we're both going to do it again?
We'll both do it again. We'll both be a bit more... We're not going to be professional at it in any time soon, but we'll both be a little bit more prepared for what's going to happen.
Yeah. We'll film a bit more.
And we'll keep you updated with what's going on.
Yeah.
If there is something that you guys want to see,
let us know.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Anything within reason, we're game. This is our midlife crisis. Come along with us.
Come along with us. So anyway, we took some photographs, and what follows of this is then enjoy.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
See you on the flip.
Down the river we drunk and all of our thumbs went up in the air. Sung it in the wind and sung to the thunder, rolling over and over. We down the river we drunk.